Hello everyone, I am Mosh for today we are discussing about class 12 physics chapter number 5 earth magnetic fields. Okay, so in this chapter we will discussing about that the what about the magnetic field, how the magnetic field create in the earth. So we know about that the earth has a north pole and south poles are there. So first of all, the magnetic poles of earth are actually about the 1800 kilometer from the geographic poles are there. So some compass do not generally point to the true in geographical north and true south effect is called the magnetic declinations. Okay, this is known as the magnetic declinations. So that means there are the time difference is that there geographical difference north and true south effect is called the magnetic declinations. So see what gives the earth is bar magnet like a property. What gives the earth its a bar magnet like a property? So somewhat unresolved problems are there. So see here, atoms are too hot to maintain the fixed orientation. Instead, it is a thought that it is a molten part of the Earth surrounding solid core, moving charges loop around, thus creating the Earth magnetic fields. Okay, so why where atoms are too hot to maintain the fixed orientation? Instead, it is a thought that is the molten part of Earth surrounding solid cores are there, moving charge loop around, thus creating that the earth magnetic field. So we know that the earth core is that there are the heavy elements are there. Okay, so heavy due to the heavy element, this heavy element there are the what will happen, there are the magnetic field will be generated because there are the free lots of magnetic field. Why we have magnetic field generated? Because there are the lots of free electrons are there. So that's why the free of electrons are there. So that's why it will be become moving in the moving directions, and due to this moving directions of that heavy electron charge particles, so that's why we will get that the electric magnetic fields are near the earth. So our earth is become as a bar magnet. Now see here that the core of this earth. So this red portion is the core of the earth are there. So what is the causing the current? Also not completely understood. Variable thermal energy from core giving the convention current. Okay, what will give? It is a give the convention current. Now more on earth magnetic fields are there. So unstable it can be dimensions into zero and then reverse directions. More than 20 such pole reversible have occur in the past 5 million years. So next the expected within the 200 years. So can detect from the magnetization within the earth upper rock Satara see book for more on this. Now sun's magnetic field also reverse regularly over 20 years related to the drought on earth. Okay, so sun magnetic field also reverse regularly every 22 years. Okay, when it will be reversed? Every 22 years related to the rot on earth. So the year smaller and faster fluctuations is in Earth's field are from varying ion wind in the atmosphere. So ion created from a solar ultraviolet and X-ray interesting with the atmospheric atoms. So consider a point on a Earth's surface. At such a point, the directions of the longitudinal circle determine the geographic north-south directions. The line of longitude towards the North Pole being the directions of the true north. The vertical plane consisting the longitude circle and the axis of rotations of Earth is called the geographic meridian. What is that? It is a geographic meridian. So in a similar way, one can reflect magnetic meridian of place as vertical plane which passes through the imaginary line joining the magnetic north and the south poles. So this is plane would intersect the surface of the earth in a longitudinal like circles. So see here in the figure there are the declinations are there because it's a true north and there is a it is a angulate situated at here. It's making angle theta d. So see here, the pole being the directions of the true north, the vertical plane containing the longitudinal circle and the axis of the rotation of the earth is called the geographic meridian. In a similar way, one can define the magnetic meridian of a place as the vertical plane which passes through the imaginary line joining the magnetic north and the south pole. So this plane would intersect the surface of the earth in a longitudinal like a circle. So the longitudinal needles which is a free to swing horizontally. See here, it's a free to swing to horizontally. So would then lie in the magnetic meridian and the north pole of the needle would point towards the magnetic north pole. So since the line joining the magnetic pole is tilted with respect to the geographic axis of the earth, so the magnetic meridian at the point makes an angle with the geographic meridian. So then is the angle between the true geographic north and the south north-south by the compass needle. So this angle is called the magnetic declination or a simple declinations. Okay, magnetic declinations and also simple declinations. So the declination is greater at the higher latitudes and the smaller near the equator. So the dimensional in India is a small. Okay, see here, it beginning 0 degree and 41 seconds, 41 east at the Delhi and 0 degree and 58 minute in a west at a Mumbai. So thus the both the this place a magnetic needle shows the true north quite accurately. So this is one more quite instead of the its magnetic needle is perfectly balanced about a horizontal axis so that it can swing in the plane of the magnetic meridians. So today we are discussing this much only. After that we will discussing about that. So thank you guys. That now we also discussing this topic. Let me finish this topic. So the needle would make an angle with the horizontal. So this is known as the angle of D. Okay, also known as the inclinations. So thus deep is the angle that the total magnetic field is BE of the earth make with the surface of the earth. So the magnetic meridian plane at a point P on the surface of the earth, the plane is sections the earth, the total magnetic field at P can be resolved into horizontal component HE and the vertical component ZE. The angle that BE makes the with HE is the angle of deep. See here, there are the HE is the angle of deep are there. Okay. See here, the angle of deep is I. HE, the angle that BE makes with the HE is the angle of deep I. So see here, the in the most of the northwise hemisphere, the north pole of the deep needle tilts downward. Likewise, in the most of the southern hemisphere, the south pole of the deep needle it tilts downward. The directions of the magnetic field of the earth at a point on its surface. We needle to specify three quantities with the declinations d, the angle of d, or the directions L and So see here the element of Earth's magnetic field is that representing that the vertical component by ZE. So Z is equals to B E sine L. H it is equals to B E cos L, and which gives the tan of I it is equals to ZE by H E. See here it is a ZE by H E. Okay, so that's why we will get that the final answers are there. So if any kind of problem in these lectures, then comment in the comment box. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.